on day number 5. So it turns out that our hotel is on what they fondly call it Shark Street, because there's so many pushy carpet salesmen here, among other salesmen, not just carpets. And it turns out that they're analyzing you the entire time you're walking. So they'll peg you from far away and already start analyzing, you know, what kind of shoes are you wearing, what kind of sweater are you wearing, what kind of camera do you have? And they're trying to put you like in a price bracket, and so they can figure out, you know, how hard they can push, how much they can make you spend, things like that. And I found that very interesting, that they have that awareness to them. And the memories on them blow my mind. We walked by this one restaurant maybe 4 nights ago, and the guy still remembers us today. We walked by it, and he was like, you're from Canada, you're so pretty. Why haven't you come to my restaurant yet? You said you would come back. And it was crazy. I was like, how do you even remember me? This is insane. I look different, like my hair's up. I had my hood on because I was like trying to be all covert. No good. And just like, oh yeah, you're from Canada. I remember you were taking a picture here yesterday and your mom said you walked too far away, blah, 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 blah. Like, quoting you verbatim was phenomenal. So that's just another random side note about the Istanbul people, or at least the salesman here. This morning after breakfast we started out by going to the Basilica Cistern. It was made in 532 AD. One of the big features of it is definitely the 2 Medusa heads. One of them is upside down underneath of this huge pillar, and the other one is on its side underneath of this huge pillar. And apparently the story as to why they were placed in such a way has been lost in time. So it would be very interesting to find out why that is, but unfortunately we shall never know. Within the structure there must be 12 times 6 different pillars. So many, rows and rows and rows. Here's some pictures. It was beautiful. They had sort of an orange lighting, and they were playing this beautiful kind of almost eerie music. The water now is very, very low, and it actually has some fish in it, actually a lot of fish in some areas. All of the pillars are made of marble, and there are lots of leaks and stuff throughout the whole thing. Apparently a lot of the leaks were fixed up years ago, and then, I don't know, there's a couple leaks through the ceiling and whatnot, so you had to kind of dodge the raindrops, but it also added another acoustic sound. Like it was very beautiful, the sound of dripping water, and it was just a really neat experience. It was like being almost on a different planet if there weren't the pillars that reminded you of Rome. So then we started making our way up to another mosque. We went kind of this backwards way, and we ended up in more of a local area as opposed to a tourist area, and we passed by tons and tons of clothing shops, and there were outrageous fabrics. Like there was one that looked like hot pink shag. There was lots of stuff with sequins and really frilly things. There were these dresses, which are so vibrant and so froofy, but it was neat to see all of them. And to go with the froofy dresses, they even had this lovely froofy stool, which I would be scared to sit on. I would think I would ruin it. Also along this path, we hit a section that must have been for storekeepers because it had tons of mannequins and tons of little like statues, like, you know, the little chef ones where they're like holding the board for you and you could write on chalk like the daily specials. They had things like that, but then they also had regular mannequins. They had this strange child mannequin, and she's like squatting and she has this really strange expression on her face, which made me chuckle. And then they had like Betty Boop ones, they had pirate ones. There was this knight, which I took a photo with. Now, the pirate ones really got me, because there was one which I've now called the slutty pirate. Look at this. How much cleavage does one need? You can totally almost see her nipples. And who's gonna buy this? Where is this gonna go? But entertaining nonetheless. So we finally got to the Salomon Mosque. Apparently they've been fixing it up for the past 2 years, and it was made by an architect who was trying to rival the Hagia Sophia, and he felt that he never did accomplish that, but he tried his best. So we just got to walk around the graveyard surrounding it. We saw the Sultan's tomb and then a whole bunch of other tombstones as well. So there wasn't much to see, but it was still neat to be in the presence, and they had a whole write-up on this wall about how they're fixing it, what parts needed fixing, what craftsmanship is needed to do it. So that was cool. Just after we left that mosque, we saw a gentleman, instead of having the tea like on a cart, because they have many of those as well, tea on carts in parks and whatnot, there was a gentleman walking around who had it like on his back. It still had like a heater thing, so he must have had something to protect his back and his skin there, but it was just like a little backpack. And people were just going there and grabbing teas from him. It was really neat. Then we passed by the University of Istanbul. This is the back door. My mother's looking very studious. And then we also passed the front door. Eventually we walked all the way around. We were trying to find an internet cafe and it was so difficult. Then we had something delicious. It's called borak. Apparently we have this at home as well. Different cultures make similar things and it was so good. Here's me holding it like a prized possession. It was delicious. Flaky, flaky pastry. It was warm. This one had spinach in it, but we tried multiples throughout the day as little snacks because I couldn't get enough of it. Figure how often am I going to be here, right? So I tried a meat one, and I tried a cheese one, and I had the spinach one, and they were all bloody amazing. We also passed a store that had millions of hookah pipes. There's lots and lots of hookahs all over the place. They definitely do like their shisha here, but I've yet to pass a bar that has them. However, tomorrow night I am going out to a club. We made friends with these guys at a restaurant we've gone to like 3 times. It's literally 20 seconds away, that restaurant on the first day. And I've been chatting with them every day, and then they're like, oh, we're going out tomorrow, do you want to come? I'm totally down. It all sounds good to me, so I'll have to report back to you.